Greetings, humans! Greetings, and welcome back to another fun-filled episode. Bear here, 29-year veteran of the woods. Can you believe it, people? We made it! Without your help, Bear could not have made it to 4 years. Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 years on YouTube. So, thank you, everybody. Thank you. Bear is very appreciative of everyone out there. All the people that have checked out the videos, all of the subscribers out there as well. Thank you so very much. Bear does appreciate it. I mean, you know, when he first got started, man, oh man, you know, Bear was checking out this kind of interesting thing called Comicsgate that was starting up, you know, in the YouTubes. Got a couple of channels popping up here and there. Hey, you know, Bear's not that knowledgeable about comics, but let's check it out, see what it's all about. Probably watched and listened for, a little over a year, maybe. Finally got his channel back up on 2019. I was going to get it started probably about a week earlier, and they had what was called the Vox Adpocalypse at the time. If you believe it, Steven Crowder was still on YouTube doing his thing. They hit his ad revenue during that time for a number of reasons. We won't even get into it, but man, oh man, that caused a whole consternation amongst everyone out there. Bear with his little channel, it's like, okay, well, let's wait a week, see how it works. Waited a week. It's like, all right, let's go ahead and take the plunge with it. Went ahead, took the plunge, and man, oh man, here we are 4 years later. So I want to thank everybody out there. You know, we had the Vox Adpocalypse, you know what, 6-7 months later, we had a pandemic of a worldwide effect out there for poor Bear. Had to go through the pandemic, all this other stuff, yada yada yada. Can't tell you how many times Bear has been shadow banned over the 4 years that he's been on here. So we are lucky. We are very lucky to even make it to this point. So want to thank everybody out there, all of the longtime people. I want to thank you for believing in Bear for all these years. You know, it was a little bit of a struggle there very, very early on. You know, Bear might get, 4 or 5 views on a video. Like, all right, we're going somewhere. We're making something with this. So here we are all these years later and doing well despite YouTube's shenanigans, shall we say, out there. So we are going to celebrate with all of you out there. So want to thank everybody out there for checking us out. So thank you very much. Always appreciative out here. You know, even the Russian bots and lurkers, all of them out there. So appreciative out there. All right. Enough of this gushing on Bear. Let's go ahead and get into some stuff here. Bear was actually talking about this the other night, and sure enough, oh, here it comes. Guess what, people? The actors. Oh my God, the actors are on strike. It's true, people. They finally pulled. Can we say pulled the trigger? Is that YouTube appropriate? I don't know. Don't care. We'll figure out how much longer Bear is on here. From our good folks at Deadline. Andreas Weissman and Max Goldbart. That would be the Screen Actors Guild strike. The film and TV projects impacted. Including all these people. Why can't we get more attractive people in movies these days? Yeah. Anywho, if there was a... Help me out, people. Is it GIF or is it GIF? Bear's going to go with GIF. Bear is going to go with GIF. Hope it is correct. If there is a GIF for the moment, it might be Michael Scott running around like a headless chicken, screaming for everyone to stay calm. Well, I tell you, they are paid by the puns here. Paid by the puns. Great to see Jiminy. Haven't seen him in quite a while. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you're here. Madness. One leading transatlantic. Hey now, we won't judge. We won't ask questions here. Your transatlantic agent. A message yesterday that it dawned that the historic SAG-AFTRA strike would likely be going ahead. Oh my goodness, it is madness. Madness, people. Madness. Indeed, the contract negotiations between the Screenwriters Guild and the producers broke off last night, the night before last. And the Guild's National Board will meet this morning, U.S. time. Thank you. Better not be international time. To formally approve the launch of the strike. They did. As we reported, it will be the first actors' strike since 1980, and the first time that the actors and writers have been on strike at the same time since 1960, when Ronald Reagan out there. We love Ronnie. Most people don't know that he was actually the Screen Actors Guild president way back then. Ronald Reagan was actually a pretty big movie star. 40s, 1950s, coming into the 1960s here. He was the Screenwriters Guild president. They actually, at that time, they were the ones that put into place all the stuff that the actors are complaining about now, the medical, the residuals, all that sort of stuff. That actually came. You better get on your knees, people, and thank Ronnie Reagan out there for all that good stuff. There you are. Great to see Melissa. Great to see Amy out here as well. Let's see. Can't believe you're picking on Matt Smith's goofy hair like that. No, his hair is fine. His hair is fine. It's the rest of his face there that's I'm not too sure about. You could probably cut some meat on that face right there. Use it as a butcher's block. Let's see. What Jimmy said. Oh, well, okay. Beer's 4-year anniversary. There it goes. His audience turns on him that quickly. Thank you, Amy. Thank you so much. Repeating once again, I mean, we started the channel here. Man, oh man, under some cloudy weather. The Vox adpocalypse at the time. Then like 6 months later, 8 months later, we get into the pandemic. Man, oh man, and shadow banning as well. Let's not forget shadow banning. Good old Google doesn't want to have anything to do with Comicsgate out there. So all that stuff, and a tiny little channel that doesn't get any promotion. Not on Twitter, not on what's the new one, Threads. Not on any of that stuff. So here we are. Here we are, people. There we go. And Melissa says, and by that I mean happy anniversary, Bear. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you. So actually, by the by, I want to thank both Amy and Melissa out there. Not only for, where is it? Is it this one? For the John Candy Bear. Very cool. Thank you so much. And also, our little popcorn fighting GIF out here, or GIF if you prefer. Pretty cool. So thank you so much. You know, Bear started the channel, didn't even plan on doing live shows. Had no even intention on doing live shows. So the response out there, doing stuff like this. Thank you so much. We do appreciate it, especially when we're making fun of Doctor Who out here. Here he is. It was Doctor Who, right? Bear wasn't. Bear's not a big Doctor Who fan. He was Doctor Who, right? Maybe a couple years, because it was like a lady, right? They had some lady in there for like the last couple times. It's like, wait a minute, that ain't right. Something must have happened in that phone booth. I think it's a phone booth, right? I don't know. Whatever. Anywho. All right, let's see. Jimmy says, hey, Lester sisters, my computer died. Oh my God. Well, Jimmy had to bury his poor computer. I feel sorry for Jimmy. So he is stuck using his phone. Oh, God, that's terrible. That is terrible. Well, thank you, Jiminy, for at least showing up on the phone. We do appreciate that. Let's see. Amy says, I'm glad your phone is working. That's cool. Bear working, because I'm on Bear's channels now. There you go. Thank you. Until Marco for Anthony shows up and he bans him yet again. I still think Jiminy has banned Marco for Anthony, and we haven't been able to get him back there. So, anywho, there they are. They are on strike, people. They are on strike. Let's go. Let me see. Yada yada yada. Oh, the highly anticipated Oppenheimer red carpet is taking place later today in London, but could be the last big premiere for a while. Well, let's see how that one turned out. From comicbook.com, Patrick Cavanaugh. The Oppenheimer cast walks out of the premiere as extra strikes begin. Well, that's how it goes. One of the first major actions that signals the impending extra strike, Oppenheimer. That's the movie about the atomic bomb. Director Christopher Nolan confirmed at the UK's film premiere that the cast had left the event in solidarity with the members striking worldwide. Various members of the cast and crew had been in attendance at the premiere. That was the funny part. They were there. Then they got a little thing on their phone. Like, oh, well, I gotta go. Which had been moved up by an hour to allow more time for the cast to speak with the press ahead of the screening. And many of those in attendance spoke in support of the strike. In the event, you're going to see this a lot. Fair deal hasn't been reached. Christopher Nolan says, I have to acknowledge the work of our incredible cast, led by Cillian Murphy, Robert Downey Jr., Matt Damon, Emily Blunt, Florence Pugh, with their mosquito bites, Kenneth Branagh, and so much more. We have to acknowledge you've seen them here earlier on the carpet. Unfortunately, they're off to write their picket signs for the strike by the SAG, joining my guild, one of my guilds, the Writers Guild, in the struggle for fair wages. Because, they totally screwed over Robert Downey Jr., Matt Damon, Emily Blunt, Florence Pugh, and Kenneth Branagh. They totally screwed him there. That is that. So, I don't know. There you are. They're on strike, people. They are on strike, and you're not gonna see your favorite TV shows for a little bit. So hopefully, you can check that out. By the by, since Jiminy Cricket is here, let me go back because Bear's guilty pleasure show out there, if you will, finally came back. Let me find it here. Where was this? Oh, Bear's favorites. Guilty pleasure out here, the Foundation show, back on the Apple. Oh, with old Water Girl and female Chris Rock, Space Jesus. But the great Lee Pace. Man, oh man, he steals every scene that he was in. The first freaking scene. He's out there, banging his robot maid, but that's a side thing. All of a sudden, the assassins come in to, take him out, take old Brother Day out, and he's like, nah, wah, wah. Like, most people have, kung fu skills. He had, wang fu skills. He's like, wah, kicking him with the third leg and everything. Man, oh man, that was great. Oh, man, what? And then they just completely crap on it with frickin' Water Girl. Was it female Chris Rock? All the other people. Space Jesus is there doing his thing. That was actually some pretty cool stuff with Space Jesus. But other than that, I mean, they have the great scenes there with, it's kind of like how should Bear describe it? Kind of like a sort of space, a sci-fi Game of Thrones. They kind of have that with Lee Pace just chewing up the scenes, doing great. But then on the other side, they have, female Chris Rock and Water Girl doing their. It's like they had to inject all the woke stuff, but they only chose one storyline to do it with. And Lee Pace is over there doing his whole thing, and it's just the boss, man. He's doing all his stuff out there like an alpha Chad. That's right. There he is doing just great work. Excellent work. The rest of it, you can just fast forward through all that stuff. But anyways, he's trying to get married to this queen lady. Kind of interesting stuff out there. They have it where the emperor is three people. So you see Lee Pace. You got older the older. They're all like clones. So they have the old guy. And then they have Brother Day, which is Lee Pace, and then Brother Dawn, which is the younger guy there. And so he's gonna shake things up. He's gonna marry the queen there and go off and do their own thing there. Break the genetic line. Oh, very cool, very interesting stuff. And then they cut from the Wang Fu over to freaking Water Girl, for crying out loud. So anywho, that is a complete aside venture there, but there you are. That's what happens sometimes with beer. You get in with the actor strike, and then he goes completely off script with the Foundation out there. Foundation is back. Yes, indeed, Jiminy. Beer will do a watch along, and it'll just be me and Jiminy here, and that'll be it. There's only 12 people that watch the show, so they put millions and millions of dollars out there. It looks, the show looks mint. There is no expense spared, but nobody watches it, so it looks like a freaking movie. It looks like a freaking $100 million movie up there on Apple TV, and hardly anybody watches it. So there we are. Amy says beer working is the best kind. Well, thank you. Come on back, Marco, for Anthony, wherever you might be, says Jiminy, so he can ban you again. Only 12 people watch it, says Amy, and 2 of them are here. Wow. Come on, Tim Apple, give old Bear a call. He'll talk it up here. Talk it up. All right, what the hell were we talking about? Oppenheimer? It looks, I don't know. This is gonna be debatable, people. I apologize. Watch parts of Dunkirk. Was just bored out of his mind with it. Tenet, a.k.a. Bear calls Tenet Bane the musical. Like Bane, the Batman villain from the third film there, Bane. So you couldn't hear him, so it's okay. So with Tenet, it was okay, you know what was really good with that Batman movie was the Bane voice. So let's make it sure you can't hear anything. And then when you're cranking up your sound so you can finally hear what the hell they're saying because they're talking like this. And then the boom, the rah, 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 the freaking music comes on. And you're like, ah! Yeah, so anyways, Oppenheimer, I felt like Tenet was just... it's just, I'm not looking forward to. Christopher Nolan, great director, but man, oh man, just I don't know, man. Anywho, moving to more films that Bear actually wants to check out here. That would be the Mission Impossible movie, Part 1 of Dead Reckoning. It says it's seeing a $78 million. Now here's where they kind of do a little trickery here. Most normal films, pardon me here, they come in on a 3-day. So usually it opens on a Friday. Sometimes there's, advanced screenings on Thursday, but it may or may not count that initially in the third day. Usually it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Because this film premiered, I want to say Wednesday? Was it Wednesday or Thursday? Anyways, it was a 5-day. So there, you see the big number here, and oh wow, holy cow! And then it's 5 days. Oh wait, no, hold on. For 3 days, that's only 65 million or something like that. So a little bit of trickery out there. There you go. Doing a whole lot better worldwide. It says why the sequel is in a better position than Indy. I wonder why. That would be from Anthony D'Alessandro here at good folks at Deadline. Amy says, I hope Mark is okay. I haven't seen him around in a while. Well, blame Jiminy, because he's the one that banned him. I assume everyone's okay if I just don't see them. There you go, Jimmy. He probably is very busy out there. Very busy. I think he was on a very, very different time zone, if Beer remembers correctly. So we'll see. Want to wave Jiminy, we'll wave Jiminy out there, but want to wave to Mark out there. Hopefully he is out there listening to us some point in the future. Anywho, there we are. There is that. Let's see, what did they have here? In the West, for crying out loud. See, they do this. All right, let's follow along. Beer has a couple different selections here. They're pulling up older skewing. So one of the better films that come out to get a lot of box office, and then they throw the shade here with older skewing. It's like, is that a bad thing? I mean, like, oh God, stay home, old people. We don't want you to come see this movie. We just keep your money at home. Stay away out there. Well, hello, Jiminy. Hello. Very, very expensive Indiana Jones, The Dial of Destiny, stumbled at the box office with an $83 million domestic start. That's Friday to Tuesday, so again, 5 days. Sources have called upon me to evaluate a similarly priced, here we go, older dude franchise, sequel at around $300 million. That's this weekend's Mission Impossible, which analyzed by the same measuring stick, particularly giving the picks 5-day, $78 million, is well below. See, it was tracking at $90 million. Here we go. Here's 3-day, 54.2. There we go. So Paramount thought it was going to do really, really, really well, $90 million. It came in, 12 below that, which is well below. I mean, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Beer would compare the Mission Impossible movie to Avatar. Avatar 2 didn't open as huge as they thought. They continued over week 2, 3, 4, 5, continued out. Bear remembered he was one of the very few that said, hey, let's wait till week 2 to figure out what's going on with Avatar 2 out here. Everybody else, we need our clickbait right away. Avatar, failure, box office bomb, $1 billion bomb. They made their money back and then some. So that's why we try to wait till the second week. We'll talk about that in just a second here, but there we go. That's why we wait sometime. But here is the root of the root. What? But here is the root of the root and the bud of the bud. And that, okay, whatever. And that is Dead Reckoning and Dial of Destiny are not the same. Wow. Wow. That is some genius there. Genius thoughts. Already, it's a running global take of $122 million through yesterday. Dead Reckoning is on the verge of overtaking the $130 million start of Indiana Jones. In fact, Dead Reckoning is bound to have the upper hand in the long... That's what Bear just said, particularly on a global basis. Yes, I just said that. No, Bear said that, for crying out loud. Anywho, let's go down here. Here we go. Here we are. So, Mission Impossible, number 1, 4,327 theaters, quite a much. A number of those are the IMAX theaters, which are going to get replaced by the Oppenheimer movie. Oppenheimer, I think it has it for like 2 weeks, if Bear remembers correctly. Mission Impossible just had it for the 1 week. They were trying to push it to 2, but didn't work out. So, gosh, embarrassment of riches for a theater owner. Oh gosh, do I do the Tom Cruise movie or do I do the Christopher Nolan movie in my IMAX theater? Gosh, that's going to be a tough one. Sheesh. I mean, either way you go, you're probably going to win. So there you go. 3-day, 54.2. 5 days, 78. That's just week 1. The better one. Holy cow, people. Anybody see this one coming? Nobody saw this one coming. Not even Anthony D'Alessandro here. Sound of Freedom. In about 1,000 less theaters, although it added about 400 theaters there. Came in pretty close. The 5-day for Mission Impossible, $78 million. The 2-week for Sound of Freedom was $82 million. In fact, let me see here. This is great. This is they buried this at like the third to the last paragraph here in this long article here. Third to last paragraph. In 13 days, 13, not even 14. 13 days, Sound of Freedom with $82 million will have made more money than Everything Everywhere All at Once. That was the Oscar winner from last year. Everybody's like, oh, yay, Michelle Yeoh. Oh, it's so great. Oh, we're going to get back into the Chinese markets. We got to give them a freaking Emmy. No, wait, an Oscar. Yeah, yay. That was Everywhere All. It completely blew them out of the water the first 13 days, not even the first 2 weeks. Of course, both movies appeal to polar opposites. Do they? I mean, you're supposed to make movies for everybody. But it is interesting to note their comparison, as both movies were unexpected outliers that were unforeseen in their success at the box office. No. Your Lifetime, your overseas, all of that stuff, the Chinese market, everything, including Mexico here. 77.1. Sound of Freedom blew them away in just less than 2 weeks with $82 million. No. One has success at the box office. The other one barely made money. I don't know how much Everything Everywhere All at Once cost. Probably, I don't know, 40 to 60, let's just say. Sound of Freedom was probably in your 40s, maybe less than that. So there you go. This movie is stroking the Fox News Channel crowd to get out to the movies. Well, considering the people that you're talking about probably don't watch Fox News anymore, it probably didn't help. And is appealing to them in its subject of child trafficking, something which some right-wingers believe is the fault of the left. Will it? Is it? We're not denying it here. The movie's success is a testament to its star, title, and release date. It headlines Jesus Christ. Holy cow. They should just put that in every poster. You know, forget Jim Caviezel. Starring Jesus Christ. There we go. That would work. And the distributor, Angel Studios, was adamant that the movie open on July 4th. Why, he asks? Because the picture had the word freedom in the title. What? No! And that says something to the red state crowd. How dare they? Especially on the day of independence. Spit! Blah, those horrible people. I hate them so much. So there you go. Actually, Anthony, let me tell you a little secret here. Any movie studio could come out and put the word freedom in their title, and as long as it's somewhat not woke, you put it out on Independence Day, I think people might go check it out. Maybe not $82 million checking it out, but yeah, not too bad. Maybe try not to tick off a whole lot of people, by, just calling them out for stupid reasons, and you might do pretty well. Jiminy has the seal of approval here. He says, Sound of Freedom is great. # watch it. That's right, people. Let's see. Amy says, nice. Sound of Freedom is doing really well. Very well. Let's go through the list here. Let's go through the list. Okay, Insidious. That was the number one. Knocked off Indiana Jones last week. Look where Sound of Freedom is now. Total $82 million compared to $57.7 million. Completely blew out Insidious. Let's see. Let's just do the 3-day here. So 3-day, $23 million. Insidious 12, so half of that. Poor old Indiana Jones. Just headed to the graveyard here. Let's see. Where's our 3-day? 3-day, $11 million. Half. Less than half of Sound of Freedom. And look at this. This is the great part. So they had a week head start. Right? Indiana Jones. Big movie. Everybody's got to go see it, right? Sound of Freedom. with a less than 2 weeks, 13 days, $82 million. Oh boy, that's funny. That's funny. Your other Disney film, Elemental. Let's see, what was the 3 day? $8 million. Oh, for a Pixar film. That hurts, Bear. That really hurts, Bear. I mean, quite a lot. Man. 125 at 5 weeks out there. Spider-Man doing really well. Did really well for itself. I tell you, people, I don't know if Transformers is under the radar or if it's just doing not that well. Probably a little bit of both. The Jennifer Lawrence, No Hard Feelings, had sort of tried to compete with Indiana Jones here. I think it was number 2. I think it was number 2 for that. Let's see. No Hard Feelings came out first. Do you remember? Or was it Indiana Jones? I forget. Let's see. Indiana Jones 3. Okay, yeah. So Hard Feelings came out first. It did pretty well for itself. It looks like it made back its budget. Joyride, I tell you, people, that completely crashed there. Of course, a Little Mermaid out there. So there you go. Number 2, Sound of Freedom. Jiminy says thumbs up. So I think we better go with Jiminy there. There you go. Pretty good stuff. Pretty good stuff. What idiot wrote this article? That would be Anthony D'Alessandro. There he is, right there. A deadline. There we go. We play along with Anthony sometimes, but we do give him credit. Grab a drink. There we are. Let's see. Amy says they're both action movies about non-superheroes who are trying to beat the bad guy and save people. That's true, but one of them has a girl boss in there that totally berates the main character, and it's not his movie. So a little bit of a difference there. What do they mean, asked Jiminy, by polar opposites? Those who oppose child predators versus those who support them? I think that's what was left unsaid there, Jiminy. I think that was a little left unsaid there. That's why I kind of highlighted it. Let's see, where was that? Here we go. Here we are. There we go. There we are. So, yeah. I don't think it's appealing for the subject of child. I think it's appealing to fight the subject of child trafficking. I think that's where they totally kind of got that screwed up there. So, yeah, I don't know. There you are. From Deadline. Oh, great to have Tank Ferret here. Great to see him as well. Hope the computer did better this time. Has it really been 4 years already? I know, Bear. Listen, man, this has been a wild ride out here, man. I mean, there's been some videos there where Bear's like, oh, man, I don't know. We're gonna do another video on YouTube, or we going somewhere else. We're gonna get shadowed. By the way, let me find it here. Bear was marked for, what was it here? Let's see. Oh, shoot, you can't see it. Why can't you see it? What the hell? Come on! Shoot. Anyways, there was some shenanigans in the past there, so there we are. Can't believe we made it. Amy asked, is there? I didn't see the new Mission Impossible. Go check it out. It just came out. Tank says American Undercover did a great examination of the hate towards A Song of Freedom. Kind of like flack when you're over target. Computer is repaired and back to full operations. Congratulations, sir. Hate, gosh, I hate that when that works. Talk to Jiminy about that. Poor his computer as well. Let's see. Same. I think we did that. 120, 240. Just 122. Just 122 global. So there we are. Let's see. 78 US, 122 global for old Tom Cruise jumping a motorcycle off of a mountain. There we go. Probably, Bear might have to check this one out. If you haven't seen it, go check out Way of the Gun. Christopher McQuarrie. It was his first directorial film that he did. He did a couple movies. Oh, poor Bryan Singer out there. Not trying to promote Bryan Singer or anything like that, but Christopher McQuarrie wrote Public Access. That was Bryan Singer's first film. And then probably everybody knows, or most people know, Usual Suspects. Christopher McQuarrie, I believe, won the Oscar for that. I know he was nominated. I think he won it, if Bear remembers correctly. Anyways, several years passed, and they came out with Way of the Gun. So if you don't even watch the movie, go watch the first 5 or 10 minutes with Sarah Silverman in her little bit right in front of the club that they were going to go in. Great stuff. Let's see. Ryan Philippe and oh gosh, he was in Usual Suspects. It'll come to Bear, but anyways, very, very good movie. Just go check out the first 5 or 10 minutes of it. You will laugh your butt off. So always trying to, give a thumbs up to old Christopher McQuarrie out here, doing some great stuff. I mean, came from literally nothing. Very independent, artistic films through the 90s, 2000 era. So it's really great to see somebody that puts in the hard work, finally get it to pay off, and come out number one. So very cool. 122 million worldwide. Here we are. Very cool. We already talked about Sound of Freedom, so there we are. Hang on, Tom. Hang on, man. Don't fall. Whatever you do. Yeah, just grab onto that lady's arm. I'm sure she'll pull you up. It'll be just fine, people. Just fine. All right, people, we have clarification. Finally from James Gunn. James Gunn's DC Universe reboot and returning characters, question mark, just got a lot more clear? I don't know. We'll find out from the geniuses here at Screen Rant. Let's see. Kai Young says, he, she, they say that new information from James Gunn and DC Studios finally fixes confusion concerning the canon status of previous DC EU characters in the new DC universe. So, Waller, right? Waller, and then they got the Peacemaker. There we go. James Gunn has revealed more details about the new DC universe, clearing up confusion regarding returning characters in DC Studios reboots. The director and producer, Peter Safran, were hired as co-CEOs, yada, 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 blah, 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 blah. However, the prospect of some characters being rebooted while other stories carried on led to some confusion. Gee, I wonder why. Great to see P Money here. Sorry, I'm here for the celebration. Here we go. Here, let's do this celebrate. Where was it here? Hold on. There we go. There is the celebration for P Money out here. There we are. Woohoo, 4 years of scaring Timmy and the postman. Well, it's been quite a bit. Many packages have been dropped. Actually, Bear had email here. We'll get into some campaign updates in just a minute, but I just got an email. Cerberus is headed his way, so something to look forward to. Let's see. Amy says, "Hey, P Money." Jiminy says, "Look who finally showed up." There we are. We missed him the last time. Which, by the way, people, I know everybody here is probably dutifully subscribed to Bear, but if he could put out a request, we are 7. I repeat, 7 subscribers away from 400 subscribers. So if you know anybody that is not subscribed to Bear's channel, now might be the time. Now might be the day. Say, hey, you want to go check out a Bear? Here's the place to go check it out. Here we go. Since James Gunn has written and directed both the 2021 Suicide Squad, I wouldn't call that a flop, but it didn't make any money. It lost, I don't know, $15-20 million, something like that. So, and its TV's spinoff, Peacemaker for Warner Brothers. We still have no idea what the viewership was for that. They keep saying, "Oh, it's a great TV series. Oh, it did excellent." Well, what were the numbers? Oh, well. Which, by the way, is part of the reason the actors are striking. The television, you can get, your Nielsen ratings, kind of figure out kind of a rough estimate of how many people are watching. Streaming services, even though they have more... Oh, I'm still getting on the Bear here. Even though they still have probably better than Nielsen ratings, they know actually how many minutes people watched, when they, stopped watching, when they fast forwarded, all that sort of stuff. They got a lot of information, but they don't release it. So people, the actors, many of the producers, they don't know. They don't know how many people watched or didn't watch. So trying to say that Peacemaker is a hit, I don't know. Prior to his hiring as co-CEO of DC Studios. It goes on, it was thought that these projects would be considered canon in the new DC universe. This would allow a second season of Peacemaker to be produced, do they have to, in the new franchise, as well as potentially seeing characters such as Margot Robbie, or her Tuchus, Idris Elba, and Viola Davis. Thank you. I'm trying to remember. Amanda Waller to return. However, this selective reboot strategy, it wasn't selective. Look at it. It's not hard to figure out. Let's go through the list here. Let's see. Suicide Squad, Peacemaker. We've got characters, actors. Margot Robbie, Idris Elba, Viola Davis. Viola Davis. There was somebody else as well. Nathan Fillion. All people that James Gunn has directed. So he's not getting rid of any of these people. Oh, no. They're good friends of his. But, Henry Cavill. Oh, freaking Gal Gadot. Henry Cavill's just too old, man. Too old. So he's got to come out and say, oh, well, I hired my friends to come in and be actors, but we're rebooting the universe. So, he's got to dig himself out of a hole here. Anyways, it caused a serious confusion as the continuity of the franchise started to make less and less sense. But James Gunn has now addressed this directly. Let's see how well he does it. He says, on July 11th, 2023, a date which will live in infamy, it was reported that Eddie, for crying out loud, these people would be joining David Cornsweet and old Horseface in the new DCU Superman. While this was an exciting development for the first film in the DC universe, Fillon's casting in particular caused a stir. The frequent collaborator of James Gunn had previously played the role of Corey Pitzner, a.k.a. TDK, the detachable kid. Wait, isn't he like 50? How can he be a kid? I don't know, whatever. In the Suicide Squad movie. And that was a DCEU film thought to be canon to the DCU. Many saw Fillon's double casting in the DC universe to be a major continuity problem and took to boy. Take it to Threads, man. Take it to Threads. There we go. That's the place where all the cool people are at, including James Gunn. even though they had like 100 million people sign up, and then like half of those people dropped off within like 2 days. Good job, Zuck. You're doing a great job out there, man. You can't curse, can't even say poop. Good old Threads out there. Good old Threads. During one recent exchange where Gunn was questioned, I asked, I'm still laughing at Threads, people, I'm sorry. Come on, kids, let's go to the, well, in James Gunn's case, literally, come on, kids, let's go to Threads here. Terrible. Terrible. Anywho, during one, let me grab a drink, for crying out loud. Threads. Oh, we hate Elon Musk so much. Oh, gosh, I'm going to just drive my Tesla into the river. I hate him so much. Yeah. Oh, I am behind on the chats. Let me catch up here. Let's see. PMA says, I'll be fine if they gave me a one-time payment to take my picture and use an AI to make movies for eternity. That's part of what they're trying to do. As extras, you come in, you get your body scanned, and then you get put in the background. You get like a one-time payment, and that's it. Usually, extras only get a one-time payment, but it's a way to kind of advance your career. So you can kind of start out as an extra. Wasn't there a Ricky Gervais? I think there was a Ricky Gervais. Might have been on HBO or something like that. Talked about extras in the film or TV industry. Kind of an interesting thing there. But a way to kind of advance your career. You know, if you start out small and kind of get big. They're just taking everything out. They don't want to pay actors just sitting around there. So, if you want, go right ahead. Jiminy comes back and says that one-time payment had better be $100 billion. To cover all of these skeevy things that they can potentially do with my image. Well, I think that's a reasonable ask. I mean, it is eternity. It is eternity. That's, from what Bear can remember, that's a long time. That is a long time. P-Money, oh, yeah, well, you weren't here earlier. Yep, they're on strike. On strike. Strike one. We got a strike that could cause all movies to end for the next year, and people are worried about how fill-in fits in. Actually, that's a very good point. Because, again, one of the reasons that they casted... Let me go back here. One of the reasons that they casted... first off, they were Corn, Sweat, and Horseface here. They were going to do it at the 1st of July here. They were going to do it the 1st of July. So they hired these people really fast. They had a 2-week extension, which lasted until just the other day. And right before that, they hired these 3 people. So there we are. And James Gunn turned in his draft. I still want to call it a draft. I don't think it's probably a treatment. Maybe first draft, maybe. Right before the writer's strike. So we'll see. Actually, it was... who was it? Christopher Nolan. He says, I'm not going to make another film until they do the strike. Like, okay, well... all your actors walked out on you on your premiere, so I don't think you have much of a choice. But there you are. There you are. Everyone is worried about Nathan Fillion, says Jiminy. Let's see. If they use my likeness to fill in for movies, it would be interesting experience. Go to the theater and say, oh, I'm in this movie. Oh, I'm in this movie too. So there you go. Actually, there was a... It was Bruce Willis. It was a commercial for Bruce Willis. I can't remember what the commercial was, but Bruce Willis has kind of had some health issues here, so he couldn't do the normal commercial, but he's trying to get money for himself out there. So they ended up using an AI version of him. They scanned his face and did all that sort of stuff. So we'll see. We'll see how that turns out. We will see how that turns out. All right. Where were we? Oh, the threads. Oh, that. Oh, threads. Let's see. Where was he? During one recent exchange where Gunn was questioned on how the Suicide Squad fits in with the DCU's new canon. Now that Fillion has been recast as Guy Gardner, a member of the Green Lantern's Corps, the DC Studios co-CEO responded with the major revelation. Get ready, people. DC Studio movies and canon start with Superman Legacy. Oh. Well, don't tell that racist that directed the Blue Beetle movie that. Man, he's gonna be really ticked off about that. Don't tell Jason Momoa. Confirming that instead of DC Studios' soft rebooting of the DCEU, which would have been smart, the franchise would be completely reset, although it's not. This quote-unquote clarification fixed any confusion that viewers might have had with the state of the DC Universe's new continuity and will have a more beneficial impact on the future of the DCU. Says you. I'm still confused. Still confused out here. Anyways, there we are. The idea that a soft reboot was perhaps preferable for some DC fans, or just moviegoers in general, since you spent the last 10 years building up these characters. Just send them off instead of just like, well, Superman just, Henry Cavill just appeared in a, end credit scene. There he goes. That's it. Boom. Bye. Sure, we were teasing another movie, but nah. There were several aspects of the DCU that many were excited to see return in the new franchise. Gal Gadot being one. Well, Gal Gadot took us. However, rebooting some characters while others had the chance to return meant that several continuity issues arose very quickly. As several returning characters were directly connected to characters that would be reset. Aside from Fillion's double casting confusion, Amanda Waller's return in the DC Universe created the most jarring continuity issue, as she was directly connected to Henry Cavill's Superman, who's been recast by old Corn Sweat. Since James Gunn has now confirmed that the DC Universe will be fully rebooted, or kind of rebooted, or sort of rebooted, but not really rebooted, these continuity issues will be completely avoided. Man, I was worried for a second. Actors will be returning to portray their old roles, but they'll be adjusted for the new tone of Gunn's DC universe. And that won't be exactly as the same as their DCEU counterparts. This resembles the Marvel character of J. Jonah Jameson, who was initially portrayed by J.K. Simmons in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man trilogy. Simmons reprised the role in the MCU Spider-Man Far From Home and No Way Home, but portrayed a different version of the character, proving that DC Studios can use the same technique for several characters. No, it proved that Sony owned Spider-Man and they had to do it a little bit differently to put it into the MCU. So DC, you still own those characters. They're not with another company. Anyways, all these people, yada yada yada. Who cares? Yeah. Anywho. So let's just go through the list here. Blue Beetle, not continuity. Even though he's the first character in the new blah 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 blah. He's not really, because everything resets with Superman. A year, what? 2 years later. 2 years later. That makes total sense. Then we got Aquaman. That's not part of any of this. Sorry, Jason Momoa. Doing some funny Shark Week ads though. Joker, I think it's done filming. I believe it's done filming. Hopefully they get that one out. So Superman is the only real first start to the DCU in 2025. And then you got the Batman. For crying out loud. Coming out, what was that? The same year, a couple months later. And that's not part of the DCEU. So the only one out of all 5 of these, Superman. That's the only one. That's the James Gunn one. That's it. Everything else is completely different. That makes complete sense. Oh man, James Gunn, I'm glad you cleared everything up. Cleared everything up there. That's just great. That's just great. Oh, for crying out loud, I'm behind on the chat. The chat that has kept Bear company all of these years. Thank you. Thank you so much. Let's see. Tank says, Bear keeps good company. Well, thank you, sir. Thank you. But don't tell him I said that. Oh, well, never mind. Tank says, oh no, we won't get sub-rate garbage for a whole year. Whatever shall I do? That's a good point. That's a good point because, let's see. Once again, I believe Joker has got done finished filming. If anybody, there's something different, let Bear know in the chat here. So Superman, they've got their actors, but the actors are on strike. They've got their script. You could probably play around with it because James Gunn not only is the writer, but he's also the studio head. So which one takes preference? Probably the studio head, maybe. But do you think maybe that? I bet you they're probably going to push this back. They put it out as a hard and fast date. I bet you they're going to push that one back. I don't believe they have the script for this at all. I think they were still working on that. So Batman's definitely getting pushed back. Unless they cast people that they're already going to do. It's not going to work there. So this one's in the can, ready to go. Aquaman, I believe, is in the can, ready to go. Joker, I think, has got done filming, so that should be good to go. Your slate of movies, early 2024, probably still going to be there. They might get pushed back or shuffled around a little bit, maybe. Superman looks like the first one that's probably going to get pushed back, unless they come to agreement within a couple days. It looks like it might go on for a while. We had a story the last time. We had the story the last time that kind of theory, rumor. The studios were trying to wait out until October to deal with the writers' union. So since the actors are out there right now, they might wait as long as October to do the same. Essentially getting rid of Deadwood. Force majeure. Hey, we got this contract, but oh gosh, the strike happened and it's out of our control. We got to break the contract. That sort of deal. Maybe they're trying to get rid of some of that. So we're looking at a couple months there at the very earliest. So yeah, kind of looking out there. The big thing will be TV. The big thing will be TV coming up with, because the writers struck first, so they didn't get their pilots and the episodes in. So TV is going to be worse off than movies. Movies will probably be later 2024. Probably you might have some good summer tentpoles. I'll have to look them up, but after that, your fall and winter stuff. That's going to be what's going to be impacted, and stuff in 2025. That's going to get pushed out even further. So we'll see. We'll see on that one. We'll see. I got to go back. Too many chats here. Let's see. The Congress starring Robin Wright becomes more and more relevant. I have not seen that movie. That's interesting. I'll have to check that out. The Congress. Apex, great to see you. Great to see Apex here. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's folks like Apex, folks like Tank. Of course, our Lester sisters out there. P-Money, I guess, maybe. Jiminy's, I guess. You folks, that's why Bear is doing the live shows. That's why we got the channel. We could have packed this up a long time ago if it wasn't for everybody out here. So thank you. Thank you so much. Great to see you here. Great to see you here. Let's see. P-Money says, so they are totally, completely, no questioning, rebooting the entire DCU unless James Gunn decides to not reboot certain characters. God, they didn't even say that. It was like, where was that? Actors will be returned. Now this isn't James Gunn saying it. This is the geniuses at Screen Rant. So a little bit of salt here, but actors will be returning to portray their old roles, but they'll be adjusted for the new tone of Gunn's DC universe, and they won't be exactly the same as their DCEU counterparts. And then they give the example. Do you think your average moviegoer that just wants to go see a Superman movie is going to be... you need to get a flow chart out on this. It's like, okay, Certain people are in, but certain people are out. They got a new Superman. I like the old Superman, but they got the new Superman. But there's a new there's like 5 new Batmans, but the new, I don't know. It makes it more confusing than less. Ay, 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 ay. Let's see. Amy says they make new Batman movies all the time. Why not just make additional tellings of DC characters if it seems appropriate and leave the original actors as an option? Because you get people used to, take your pick. Ben Affleck. People are starting to come around. In fact, Ben Affleck came out. I was like, it took me until the Flash movie to figure out the character. He's like, I finally figured out the character, and they totally got rid of him. They had George Clooney in the dang movie. I mean, it's like, okay, or you're bringing George Clooney back. I don't know, whatever. They got The Batman, which is different from the James Gunn Batman that's going to be directed by the freaking Flash directors. That's, yay! It's a confusing mess. This is a confusing mess. It's crazy. Crazy. That's why Bear is kind of leaning on the side of they're trying to sell off the DC. Make some money out of that. We will see. Mermaid is better than Aquaman. Let's see. P-Money says, I agree, Amy, especially since they are doing sequels to movies like The Joker that has nothing to do with the DCU. And they have the movie The Joker, which doesn't have a Batman in it, which is a really weird, odd. I mean, it's like peanut butter without jelly. It's like, sure, you can make a movie about peanut butter, but it's better with jelly. Yay! It's odd. It's odd for beer. Odd for beer. Let's see. He says, I hope it wasn't an argument to the death. Oh, my goodness. Oh, yeah. Oh, great to see Grant here. Great to see Grant. Blah, 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 Discord. Bear needs to get his Discord back up. He had the Discord, and I don't know what happened to it, so I need to reset the password or something like that to get on it. Let's see. Oh, Tank's got to go. Take care, Tank. Appreciate having you here. Hope you swing back by another time. Great to have him here. All right. Anyways, that was James Gunn's figuring out of whatever the heck is going on over at DC. And speaking of what the heck is going on with Disney? With Disney, I don't know. I have no idea what's going on with Disney. P-Money says, we need to start a peanut butter and sandwich shared cinematic universe. There we go. Here we go. Who owns the IP for peanut butter and or jelly out there? Don't know. All right, people. Disney is doing their best to ruin everyone's childhood. They aren't content until everybody's childhood is renewed. First, set photos for Disney's live-action Snow White and the Seven. By the way, 7 Dwarfs. Okay, let's check this off here. Check this off. Snow White, and the 7 Dwarves. The dwarves. They're little people. They're little tiny people. By the way, Bounding in a Comic and Spencer Bakuli. Though Disney is likely looking for a hit to help repair their cinematic reputation, in their wake of recent output, more like a toilet flush, recently leaked set photos from their upcoming Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs suggest that live-action remake is well on its way to becoming yet another box office disaster. What? No, it couldn't be. It couldn't. I mean, how could Disney screw up the classic Snow White? Look at there. I mean, looks pretty good. Looks like they did kind of a remake years later. I mean, it Pretty close in comparison there between the two. I mean, not bad. They could go back to the well there and continue on with all that stuff. Looks pretty good. Snow White, remember in the Seven Dwarfs. Brothers Grimm, kind of a, Scandinavian, German sort of fairy tales out there. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Let's take a look at the new Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Obtained by UK production company Click News and Media. Shout out to them. Hat tip as well. And shared by a local news outlet, the Daily Mail, on July 14th. The photos provide audiences with their first glimpses at the eponymous Disney princess and her 7 iconic companions. There they are. Bunch of gay pirates. There's only one short guy. Not only are they not short, they're not the correct ethnicity, if we will. Though Snow White and Jonathan, the Robin Hood-esque character replacement for the prince, can also be seen in the photo. Can they? Is the prince in there? I guess he is. They are being portrayed by stand-ins rather than the respective actors. Okay, so they're not the same actors, but the same clothing. Oh, good God. Shazam! Fury of the Gods star Rachel Ziegler and Under the Banner of Heaven actor Andrew Burnap. So the lady in the red there, why Snow White is in red, I have no idea. It's going to be a different actress, Hispanic actress. Depicting the film's core set of protagonists walking through the field. The most noticeable aspect of these behind-the-scenes shots is the fact that the so-called, quote, 7 dwarves are anything but. Rather, they are now subtly diverse in appearance, with their heights running the gamut from a singular actual little person, that being Pirates of the Caribbean franchise star Martin Kleba, K-L-E-B-B-A. Kleba, whatever, to various average-sized humans. Further, this visual diversity also extends the group's immutable traits such as their skin color and gender. Oh, that's right. Yeah, why is the lady in there? Shouldn't they be all fellas? Rather than being a uniform group of white male dwarves, which that's what the old one was. A shared attribute informed by the origins of German folklore. Snow White's saviors now include black men and women. Poor guys. It's not that one. There we go. There they are. Though the cast for the group of merry forest dwellers has yet to be fully revealed, Disney has thus far confirmed that the aforementioned Kleba will be playing Grumpy. Oh, good Lord. While actress Dujana Gift will make her cinematic debut as one of the black female newcomers. Maple? You're calling her Maple? Oh, for crying out loud. Ay. They go on to talk about Peter Dinklage. He was, let's see, what did he say? He says, well, it's a Peter Dinklage, the little person in the Game of Thrones series. Well, it's a really progressive to cast a, literally, no offense to anyone, but I was taken aback by, they're very proud to cast a Latina actress as Snow White, but you're still telling the story of Snow White and the 7 dwarves. He says, so take a step back and look at what you're doing there. It makes no sense to me because you're progressive in one way, but you're still making that blanking backward story of the 7 dwarves living in the cave. What the blank are you doing, man? Come on, man. So there we go. But on the flip side, Mr. Dinklage, on the flip side, sir, aren't we like getting rid of a whole bunch of, I'm sure there can't be that many little people actors out there, can there? I mean, aren't we taking away some prime acting for little fellas out there? I mean, you got one. You got the one little guy there, but like, where are the other ones? What's the deal with the fro? Come on, man. Dwarves didn't have fros. Ay. So there you are. There is your There is your Snow White and the 7 people of varying heights or something. It's not as catchy, though. Not as catchy as dwarves. Can we even say dwarves anymore? I don't know. I know we can't say midgets. Yeah, for crying out loud. Can't say midgets anymore. Live action Snow White is Kingdom Hearts 2. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's probably where this one came from. No, that was just as a illustrative. There's the classic version. Some of the dwarves look taller than me, says Peabody. Snow White and the mostly average height people, ask Amy. That's true. Grant says, I'm pretty short. It would have been nice to have a job as a giant dwarf. I'm telling you, think of all the people. That they are. Well, I guess they can't get them now because they're in an actor's strike. But think of all the people that you can't even get now. I tell you. Grant says, Peter Dinklage keeping other little people out of competition with him. Ah, there you go, Grant. I think we've scratched the surface there. That makes more sense now. Makes plenty of more sense. It doesn't look very German. No. Unfortunately, they got rid of all the, Hispanic and African Germans, back during the Second World War. It was a very, very tough time there. Very tough time where they get rid of all the black Germans out there. Tough time. So one of them is a short dwarf. I can't believe saying short dwarf doesn't fit all 7. No, not at all. Not at all. Some little people can have froze. Oh, okay. Just be nice if it were a little person. That's true. I guess that's true. Still waiting on the race-swapped triumph of the will. I mean, if we're going to go out there with German-made films or German-made, cultural stuff in the past there, I want to see the race-swapped triumph of the will. Come on, Disney. Come on, man. You can do it. Who's that man in the blue supposed to be? Oh, let me go back here. Let me go back to the 7 quote-unquote dwarves. I don't know. Maybe the prince? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, no, they got 7 people there, so it couldn't be the prince. Oh, I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, there's 8. There's must be 2 different ones. So maybe he's the prince? Maybe. But why is he leading the dwarf? Well, why is he leading the 7 people? And why is he leading the 6.5 people? What's up with that? I don't know, man. Couldn't tell you. This is the biggest affront to midget actors. How dare you, Jiminy? How dare you? They're called little people. Little people actors since the Lord of the Rings series. Those were some beautiful drawings back when Disney knew how to do animation. That's true, Amy. That is true. Let's see. Can they even call her Snow White anymore? Doesn't that include other? Yeah, how are you going to put it as a Hispanic actress, as Snow White? I mean, she was, I think described as, what was it? White as the snow. Like her lips are red as blood and her hair is black. I forget what the. So they laid it out. They laid it out in the actual fairy tale and just decided to swap it out for some reason. I don't know. Yeah, whatever. What the hell? Why not? Why not? It excludes people from warm climates who haven't even seen snow. Very interesting, Amy. Very, very interesting indeed. Very interesting indeed. Here we are. They're wheeze bees. There's wheeze bees. So anyways, that is good old freaking Disney back at it again, doing whatever the hell they're doing. The Seven Hobos. Mud Brown and the Seven Hobos. That might work. Maybe. We'll see. All right, where is Bear? One last thing here real quick. Let's get into it. Let's talk positive stuff. Let's have all this negative stuff out here. Let's talk a little bit about our good friend out there, Uncle E. It is CyberFrog campaign. What is this? About a little over a week and a half? I think it's a little over a week and a half here that he's got it. And he is already, people, already at, where are we? Come on, Bear. There we go. Already at $350,000, people. Actually, $356,000. There you go. So congratulations. So he's actually got some stretch goals. Stretch goals smashed like a mandible. Red Exterminators. I guess we're Red Exterminators. We did it, he said. We just passed $350,000 and unlocked the first big stretch goal, people. All red box, so they come in two. So one, if you get the box, comes with all the covers in there, a whole bunch of extras. The red box backers will receive a fold-out poster by E.J. Morales. Actually, let me see if I can find it here. It is not that one. It will be the other one. Here. And he says, all red extermination backers, just the book. There we go. There's what the poster is going to look like. They will receive a free vinyl Salamandroid keychain. There you go. So if you got the last book, you get the CyberFrog keychain. Now you get a Salamandroid keychain. I tell you, if Bear had keys, he would be able to figure out what to do with it. There you go. Not too many locks on the old cave here. He says our next stretch goal arrives at $360,000, and it is the Lynx trading card for all backers. Let's keep pushing. There is Lynx there off to the left, the character there in white. There you go. He says, meanwhile, last night I launched a campaign to fund posters with Dale Keown's Pit. Big 24 by 36 inch posters sporting new colors by Keown himself. And you can back him. Let me see if this will work. Come on. Let's see if this will work, people. Nope, not even close. For crying out loud. Anyways, just go check out if Indiegogo isn't shadow banning at the Dale Keown Pit posters out there. Anyways, he says all caps comics is on the move. Let's go. Woo. Let's go. So there you go. There's Uncle E with the CyberFrog out there. Some good stuff. Probably some more covers coming. But for right now we got the two that you see plus the third one that they were doing for the 24-hour variant. So if you want that, go back, check out Bear's campaign review that he did. By the way, thank you everybody out there that checked it out. Doing pretty good. There is a hopefully a secret way that you can get the 24-hour variants. You get your normal book or whatever you want to get. Go to check out and look at the add-ons. And hopefully, if he hasn't figured it out by now, there should be a option there where you can get, I believe it was 10. So you got to buy 10 in bulk. But you can get the 24-hour variant if you buy it in bulk. So you can check that out. But hopefully some more covers coming here relatively soon. Hopefully. We will see. I think it was like a heroes cover and a villains cover. Villains cover out there. P Money says, I had no idea CyberFrog consider himself American. Well, he was in New Jersey, so I guess he's American. He's about as American as anybody else climbing up over the border, so why not? What the heck? Amy says he's lived here long enough. That's true. That is true. Amy and Melissa all are in agreement about the patriotic frog cover. Very cool. P-Money says, since the frog didn't become a cyberfrog until he was on American soil, is that why he is not an illegal immigrant? No, he's a frog, for crying out loud. Like, Bear is an American citizen. Well, maybe not citizen, but he's an American. He is an American. He's not no Canadian bear, that's for sure. Maybe he really just likes America. Or hates the bees, where he's just stabbing it with the pole there. Here you go. CyberFrog's an anchor baby. Oh, God. Do not tell Uncle Lee that Bear even came close to saying that. He's self-made, says Grant, worked himself all the way to the top of being a cyber tadpole. That's true. That's true. Anywho. Oh, pardon me, people. There were 3 covers. So you got the Dale Keown. You get the... Oh, wait a minute. No. That's correct. So the other one was the 24-hour variant. So I apologize. So you got the E.J. Morales. You got the Dale Keown cover. And then this one, the one where they're jumping out there, that was the 24-hour variant. I apologize, people. I apologize. So you get the flag. You get the flag one. You can check that one out. And you can also check out the Dale Keown. So hopefully they'll come out with a couple more here relatively soon. Wow, so much hostility towards Canadian bears. Build the American-Canadian wall. Maybe. May have to. We may have. Is it to keep the Canadians out or to keep the Americans in? That would be the question. That would be the question out there. All right, people, we've got, and I've got to use it every time here, people. There's not a time that we can't do it without showing Angry Aaron. Old Angry Aaron Lopresti out here. Still angry that he's only getting $12 from the guy. Like, oh, look, a stack of money. No, it's all ones. Sorry. It's all ones, Aaron. That's why he's angry. That's why he's angry out there. Anywho, he's got an update here. He's so close. So close, people. Hey, everyone. Hey, Aaron. All of the Wraith of God Blood Hunter story is penciled, inked, and with the colorist. All of the Nightclub story is penciled, inked, and with the colorist. All of the Garbage Man story is penciled, inked, and with the colorist. In the first 8 pages of the Kit Carter story are penciled, inked, colored, and lettered. Only 7 pages left to go on Kit Carter. Remain to be penciled, inked, colored, and lettered. It's very exciting to see the end of the tunnel. It won't be long now. I hope not. Thank you all for supporting this epic campaign. And please continue to spread the word as we head to the finish line. Well, that's what Bear's doing. And if you're going to San Diego Comic-Con, stop by and visit Aaron. He's going to be at booth 4706, people. 4706. Bear would, but it's all the way across the country, and they probably don't let bears in. Probably don't. That would be Bear's guess there. So there we are. But if you are in the area, then go say hi to Aaron. I can't wait, says Jiminy, to get Wraith of God 2. There you go. Probably the best book of last year, that's for sure. Jiminy says, poor Aaron. Let's go back. No, this was actually from the Ghosts. The Ghosts of Matacumba Keys. That would be Graham Nolan. Graham Nolan, he did that. He drew in Aaron here. So Bear always, oh man, ever since he did that, it's like, okay, I've got to show this every single time we talk about Aaron Lopresti, because a splitting image there. Splitting image of old awesome Aaron. There we are. A poor Aaron. No, awesome Aaron. That's true. Let's see. P-Money says, not close. So close. So close. Oh, wait. Let's see. Boycott donuts, beer, hockey, and poutine. Except for poutine, I love it. What? No. What? No, that is a terrible boycott. Let's see. Beer needs his beer. Beer needs his hockey. For crying out loud. Poor Patty Ice. Poor Patty Maroon headed to parts unknown. Corey Perry's being shipped off. Yeah. Like half of the team's being shipped. I'm sorry, people. Beer's talking sports ball here, but like half of his hockey team is just Splitsville. Yeah. I tell you what. Anywho, no. So Beer cannot. Beer's only boycotting of hockey is whenever they're on ESPN. Did not watch a single second of ESPN. Not at all. Let's see. Grant says, I wish I could go to some cons. Well, you can make it to San Diego Comic-Con. Unfortunately for Bear, it's all the way across the country. It's going to be a long trip. Long trip. Aaron, being at Comic-Con may actually be a top attraction, considering no Hollywood stars are apparently going this year. That's true, P-Money. That is true. They're probably going to scale a lot of that stuff back, too. So, yeah. I mean, hopefully you've got a number of actual comic fans going and not, like, just movie or TV star fans going, you know? I mean, hopefully they give a little bit of love. Let's see. I remember Aaron was going. Who else was going? I can't remember if Matt Costin was going or not. I think there were a couple West Coast people that are going. Not sure if Mike Miller was going, but yeah. Apparently there's going to be some people there, so go check that out. I wonder if Eric Notowski is going to be there. That'd be pretty cool. Pretty cool. Bear could sneak into Comic-Con as a furry. How dare you, sir? How dare you? Bear is practically Canadian. No, just couldn't deal with the NFL, and college footballs just went to crap, and used to love basketball. Basketballs went to crap. Baseball's boring as hell. I mean, we're running out of sports here. Bear was just glad that they could actually fight. They actually fight. Then, of course, the old Lightning get rid of our best fighter. Our two best fighters, for crying out loud. Yeah. Crying out loud. Anywho, do I have one more? We do, people. We actually have one more. And that would be... Bear can find it here. That would be from good old Von Klaus out here. That would be the Terror. Terror in the Trenches. They're starting to ship. He says, greetings, fiends. The books are packaged and about to go out. It's going very smoothly so far. Thank you for making all of this happen, which is great because he had some delays. Oh, that looks great. He had some delays with the printer, but they got it all worked out. And there they are. I like how I like when some of the campaigns come out and have their own strip of tape. I think that's pretty cool. They should actually use that as an add-on or something like that. Get like a little bit with it. I think that would have been pretty cool. I mean, you got to cut into it. It's terrible. Pretty cool. And he's also got the little stamp on the back there, which is, he did that for the Monster MD book. So there you go. That would be your Fiend in Comics, the Vonster. So there you go. Very cool stuff. Looking forward to Terror in the Trenches. Monster MD was a thick book, and this looks to be pretty thick as well. I think it's over 100 pages. I forget exactly how many. So you were definitely getting your money's worth. Definitely. Maybe a cool-looking reusable box, says Grant. I mean, I wouldn't go all out and spend a whole bunch of money on I mean, he's got the Gemini mailer, which is fine. So that's fine. No, just the tape there. I mean, he's already spent the money to make the tape. Might as well just, easy to reach stretch goal, and you get a little strip of it inside of there. I mean, you wouldn't be paying for shipping or anything like that. Just be able to, maybe a small roll of it. Maybe that might work. It might be too thick for the packaging though, but there you go. And maybe you could fold it up. Maybe not put it into a roll. Just kind of fold it. There you go. There you go. So anyways, there you are. Looking forward to Terror in the Trenches, people. Terror in the Trenches. Looks like some good stuff. Oh, God. Why am I showing freaking... Where is this? Where is this? There we are. There we are. There we are. Anything else? No. All he's got, all Bear has left is his thanks. Thanks to all of you out there. All of you. We made it to 4 years. Bear never even intended to do live shows, and here we are. Pretty much all Bear's doing these days is live shows. So, we'll get back into some box openings. We did a campaign review of CyberFrog III, so hopefully you were able to check that out. If not live, check out the video. Some good stuff. Good stuff out there. And one last appeal to everyone out there. If you are listening to this and you are not subscribed, hit that subscribe button, please. Bear needs to get to 400 here on his 4-year anniversary. That would make it a nice round number for Bear. Bear likes the round numbers, not the angled numbers out there. Terrible. Can't do that. Can't do that at all. I tell you, people. But want to thank all of you out there. Let's go through the list here. We had a number of great people show up. Number of greats out here. Jimmy, of course. I mean, unless he's banning Marco for Anthony. But other than that, we got our Lester sisters. As always, we appreciate them. Always. We had Grant show up for a little bit. We had Tank Ferret as well. Great to see Tank. And of course, let's see, I'm just scrolling down here. If I miss anybody, I apologize. Oh, Apex as well. Great to have Apex. Always some good stuff. It's great to see some of the older folks kind of returning and say hello to Bear. Do appreciate that. Do appreciate it. Thank you, everybody. Thank you all. Amy says, yay, have a big fancy dinner. Ooh. Well, that's the perfect transition, Amy. Because you know what? That's made Bear hungry. So he's going to head back into the woods. So until next time, thank you all, everybody out there. Grrr!